welcome back to part 2. This is the one that turns on, but the cartridge port's broken and the top screen's broken, and also this is pretty dented, so I'm going to need to change that out. I'm going to need a charged battery, really. Just find my charger. So yeah, that does charge, but I need one that's actually got some charge in it. There's the fat battery from the last video. So just to make sure, yeah, that turns on. So let's get it apart, and then I'll come back once I've got this torn down a bit more. It's off. Let's just have a little look at this cartridge port. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's filthy, and normally there we go. Right, okay. There's an awful lot of dirt and dust coming out of there, but it does now do that. So let's give that a bit of a soaking. As there's no point removing this cartridge port if it's actually useful and does work. So fat battery time. Get it in place to start with. Yep, there's the power. And let's see if Cubic Ninja comes up. There we go. So yeah, apart from it needing a jolly good clean out, that is actually okay. Now this shell is knackered there, the top's okay, but hopefully I've got another one of those. Oh yeah, I have. That's a bit better. So I'm going to replace mid frame and the top screen, but to do that I need to go and have a look and see if I've got a top screen to replace it with. Turns out I've got a box full of them, and I'll just crack my knee on the chair getting back in. Ow! Oh, that was most unpleasant. Give this a little clean up. So on the last video I skipped a lot of the tear down. This time I'm not going to bother. We're going to tear all of it down on camera so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm taking out the screws of the analog stick. Obviously that top piece is coming off because it's completely knackered. We will put another one on like we did on the last one, but we'll put it into the new shell. We're going to pop off the cable for the camera. Bearing in mind, in the first video we tested this is for the volume and 3D slider. We tested that worked fine. This one is for the camera, and this one worked fine, unlike the one in the video from a couple of days ago. That's the volume. Now we've got 4 screws here to take out. And then if we scoot it back over, we've got the SD card. 2 screws here that need to be removed. And then what I prefer to do is to lift this up a bit and heat this here, just to remove the whole thing. So just go, and then that will pop off. It just means that later we can put these posts back on, because I've done it before where I just metal fatigue them off, and unfortunately have then lost the pads. The pads don't do anything apart from hold it in place, but it does make it a bit stronger, so they might as well be there. Then we've got 2 screws on here, this being the second one, and yet that's the top of my hand, I can't do much about it. And then that comes off, and then I'm going to zoom back out, although while we're in here and the soldering iron's on, I will just touch this up, because they always go. Might as well get in here and do it now rather than it break later down the line. So just give that a whole load extra solder, especially on the anchor points. So yeah, let's zoom back out, and we should now be able to, it's a bit warm. Well, yet again, it's another video, I've burnt myself again. So that's out. This top screen can get detached from there. This is good, we'll move it out the way. Peel the cable, quick them back. I seem to have lost the D-pad with the PCB, so I'll bring that back. Just poke all the buttons out. D-pad. And then yeah, this can get poked through. So we have the little light, I don't know what I call it, that basically takes the light from the LED and just shines it through the gap here, but it makes it look better. It's about as good as I can say. I don't know. Right, the little rubber grommets are coming out. Yep, one side, the other side. There goes my vape. Oh well, deal with that later. Take the Wi-Fi card off. This can peel that up. Nope, it's got scratches on it. Straight in the bin. It's just a shame they scratch so easily. Right, 6 screws around the screen. And then that's folded over. Get this just to ping. There we go. Yep. One screw, well, I'll move that one out of the way, but one screw for this. And then I will take the angled ones, poke the barrel through. You can't poke the barrel through beforehand because that's in the way to stop it. So once that barrel's poked through, this cable can come over this side. Get these into there. Yep, excellent. They're coming out nice and straightforward. This can go out the way because, well, as I said, this piece here isn't far from just being broken, and now it is. So you can't sell things that are going to do that. Just not cricket, mate. So we've got this one here, which I'm going to clean up. It's not perfect, but it's cleaner. So now we're going to get rid of this fluff off the inside. Ugh, thought I'd got that bit, and I'm going to just push this in and twist it around and get that old one out, because obviously the rubber's all gone from that entirely. Take a brand new one, and again just put the corner in, spin it round, and yeah, lovely, we have one there. So that's that sorted. Back to the top screen, where we are going to unclip these. We're going to take the bottom cable and cut the end off, because that's for the LCD camera 3D speaker cable. Always handy to know which one's which before you cut them. So zoom that back out, unclip this, fold that one over, fold the camera over, and then should be able to just pull the screen out. Say goodbye, collect the new one, which doesn't have a nice shiny bit of plastic over it. That's interesting, but oh well, hopefully it still works, and it's one less thing to try and have to remove. Although now I'm likely to have to try and remove fingerprints. So jam that through there. In the least disastrous way possible, please. Yep, go. Screen's on. Camera in place. Other flex ribbon cable back to where it lives. And then try and clip these in. Let's get some decent tweezers. Where are the fat ones? There they are. Right. That one. In you go. And this one. There we go. Right, that's both of them in. Do I just put it all back together? Hope for the best. Oh, I could do. I could just not bother testing it and just put it all back together and have faith in my work or that screen. I mean, I don't mind my work so much. I'll take that back out because that's going to fall off otherwise. But the screen, well, I don't know. It's supposedly new. It was in a box in a bubble wrap, so it should be new, but hey ho, I've had brand new things turn up that don't work before. We're in. Right. Barrel across. Let's just give that, that was a bit sketchy. Just want to give the corners of that lid a little clean up. I think I'll give the rest of the lid a bit more of a clean up as well. Yeah, that's better. Okay, on you go. No, off you come. Forgot to put that in, didn't you? Plub. Plub, I don't know what that is. Cross between a plum and a pleb. A plub. Have I just broke it, or does it work? We'll find out in a minute, I suppose. Let's get a screw in, or a couple. One in there. And have another one in there. Why not? And then just get the motherboard in. And where did it go? Screen, chuck it down. Maybe not quite that much because I need to get, let's open it up. I want more. Purchase for the yeah, you. Camera ribbon. Come on, mate. In your hop. There you are. Right. Moment of truth time. Wi-Fi card. Won't work without the Wi-Fi card attached. That one in. Let's see what happens. power on. No, see, that screen is no good. The backlight is water damaged. I don't get that at all. Like, this has come straight out of a packet. It's supposed to be brand new, but well, I might try and take the backlight off of this and off the broken one I've just thrown away and see what we can do. But first, I'm going to have my dinner, so I'm going to fold this up and I'll come back shortly and we'll carry on. Okay, I've fed myself, feeling nice and tired and sleepy due to food, but yeah, we've got the broken screen. Just peel that off and then let's remove this and see if we can't somehow find a way of finding out where the backlight connects and then removing it and then trying it on that other screen, because I don't really want to throw that screen away. It works. It isn't cracked, but the backlight is kaput. Now, I can be a little bit rougher with this one because it's already broken. When we come to the other one, I will need to be a lot more careful. So that's bin fodder. Now, this is the backlight. Excellent. So I'm going to take that out, put that there. I'm going to lift these up, put those over there, and there's another one that can go there, and then I think, yeah, all we've got left is that. So right, fortunately there's no soldering, so yeah, I've never really looked inside of one of these before, but one of those goes to that, and then the other one's the backlight. So that is why, when the touchscreen ribbon is broken, or sorry, not the touchscreen ribbon, the 3D slider and volume ribbon is broken, that the screen will still go pop, because the backlight feeds into that ribbon cable. Right, so let's get this screw back out. And hopefully I can do all this whilst it's still plugged in. So let's put a couple of screws in just to hold this in place. Any old place will do, because I said so. And then, yeah, this top can come off. This needs to come undone again. So that one, that's what I lost. I lost the 3D slider. I knew I'd dropped something. I need to pop these two again. untangle that from there. Put the camera over here. Now, this is where we need to be pretty careful. Unfortunately, I've got food fingers. I should have sorted that out before we started, but yeah, this is going to get covered in crap. I'm not going to pull that off actually. Right, so it was what do we have with these ones? So let's spin it round. Now start at this corner, furthest away from anything delicate. Just lift that up. And then carefully do the same on this side. And with any luck, yeah, that'll come off. Yeah, it's got a little bit sticky on there, but it doesn't appear to be attached to any of those. Now, whilst we're here, thing is, if this doesn't work, I haven't really lost anything because the screen can't go in looking like that. Right. So obviously taking this apart whilst still plugged in through the hinge and everything is not the greatest of ideas. Like in the last video, if I'd have just taken it apart and done it properly, it would have been easier. But I'm lazy. I don't want to take it apart. I want to do it in situ. Because I'm an idiot. So we're out here. Can we get the bottom layer off? Yep. So there we have it. Now, this needs to come out, along with all of these bits and bobs. There we go. I think there's one last little thin layer left. But it doesn't seem to want to come out. There we go. That's got it. Right, for my next trick, I've got to try and put them all back in. So that one. Now, unfortunately, it's covered in dust and crap. Oh, this is not going to go well, is it? Obviously, you can't see half the crap that's stuck to it because it's very reflective and is shining it straight towards the top of the screen. If you watched the Analog Pocket video, this is so much shinier than the reflection I got there. But this is just an attempt and a bodge, and probably not going to work. But it might have worked if I'd have done it properly. So now let's see how crap it is. It's going to be awful, but I'm just at this point I'm just curious. So we're in. Let's get that front back on. Wedge it into place. It's going to be very snug now because the metal frame is bent all out of shape. No end. Yeah. Right, fingers crossed for the tomfoolery not to look awful. I guess the only good thing is I've still got the screen around from the one from yesterday as well. So if this one has sort of worked but not quite, I can always strip it down and try it again. But we're plugged in. Let's give it a go. Let's see how bad this is. I'm really quite interested to know. Blue light's on. Wait for it to load. I have a cheeky vape. Well, there we go. Huh. Would you believe it? Let's turn the brightness up. Look at that. I've actually sorted it. Brilliant. So that looks so much better. There's no dead spots, no nothing. So great. Let's fold this up. Try and find the 3D slider. I may have to pause you whilst I hunt for it, because it's not... Oh, it's just there. I won't pause you then. I'll just put that in place. And that's number 1's lid. Even though it's video number 2. Mr. Arse About Face. But, yeah, let's get you... Yeah, we want you in there. That on. Clipped in. And I better screw that together. I'm going to have to clean this screen off because it's covered in my grubby fingerprints. But from what was the remains of a cracked screen, we have salvaged the backlight to repair what was supposed to be a brand new screen, but would appear to have been water damaged without being anywhere near any water. It comes straight from a box. So yeah, always test the stuff you get from AliExpress. Don't leave a box full of them in the cupboard for 6, 8, 10 months, whatever, and without testing them, because that happens. Right, this can go out the way in the bin. I'd like to reclaim some of my desk space. So we've got that done there for the minute. Let's take these screws out and put it back together properly. I'll wait for the soldering iron because that's going to need to get used in a minute. So the board can come back out just so I can poke this into the little holding points. Yeah, these are again from Carl, the chap I got gold knife from in a video the other day. I also got a new 3DS from him as well. Now, I was going to do a video on fixing that, but all I had to do was replace the battery. So instead, I've got an Animal Crossing new Nintendo 3DS XL shell. I've had it for quite some time. Couldn't fix the console. It was before I started doing videos. So I think in the next one, I'm just going to strip this one down that I got from Carl. It's a metallic blue one, but it's in the same sort of condition these two were in. It's filthy and falling apart. So I think, I'm not sure if the screens work on it or not. I can't remember now. It was a couple of days ago when I tested it. In fact, let's have a sneak peek, shall we? Do the screens in this work? weeks later it'll turn on. Yeah, see, the screens work, but if you look, it's filthy, it's scratched, again, full of dirt. But we'll deal with that in a later video, and it will be a lovely Animal Crossing 3DS XL. X goes up here, B at the bottom, A over here, which means we've got Y left to go there. Excellent, U in there. D-pad can get slotted in and popped on its plinth. Make sure that switch is up there. This is in place. Yep. Just hold that through there. Yep, that'll sit. Come on, that's it. There you go. Sit back in your little slot. Microphone in place. Click the Wi-Fi antenna back on. Just check this is still yep, see, that's all that needed was a good clean out at the start. So volume, make sure it's up and make sure the switch is up in the corresponding place. Yep, that's good. Now we'll put this one down. I want 2 black screws for that. And of course, if you noticed earlier, when I first put the top screen on to test, I just took 2 screws from there. The screws for here are the same as the ones that go in the top. So that doesn't really matter too much. And I've got a spare one floating about from a while ago. Now we've got our SD card reader. Plug that in. I've knocked the volume rocker out because I'm an idiot. Yeah, plug that in, put that across. Just get that screwed in, and then we'll get the soldering iron and tack it back down, and then we can put the analog stick in, screw up the other side and give it another test, and then I can clean the screen and put a new plastic surround on the top. So heat, push down, solder, lovely. Same for you without the talking to it. Yeah, there you go. Smashing. That's those. Right, get that back in. Pop that open so I can line that up. And there we go, we're in place there. Where are the 2 longs? Oh, you absolute idiot. Right, before I do anything else, I forgot to put something in. I may just about be able to squeeze this board up because I forgot to put this in. And that needs to drop into there. Again, if I take this apart properly, it will be much easier to do. But I don't want to because I'm lazy. I'd rather do something the hard way than do it the easy way, apparently. By trying to do it the easy way. Right, that needs to go that way. I am an absolutely special kind of idiot. Oh, for God's sake. There we go, that's in. Now, I probably won't be able to get this one in. Hey, that was much easier. Right, and just, again, make sure that this is underneath the switch so that you can lift the switch up. Right, let's crack on again. Long screws for holding the analog stick in. There's the other one. There should be 4 goldish screws for over this side. Excellent. I'll get the microphone back in again. There it is. Then now I need a different back, because obviously that one was dinked and dented up. So I've got this one. It wants a clean on the actual back of it, but I'll do that after we're all back together, and I'll let you get on with your evening. Because watching me clean things is far from exciting or fun or interesting. So, yep, screws to hold the back in. I'm quite pleased with this actually. I expected to have to change a cartridge port, and just a bit of cleaning solved that issue. And then I thought we'd be just changing the top screen like we did in the last video, and I thought, wow, it's going to be a bit boring. But turned out there was a twist in the tail, and yeah, we've done a little bit of a, well, you can call it a bodge, you can call it a repair, or call it what you want really. I'll call it fixed. How's that? Yeah. Although saying I'm going to put this screw in, put the battery and turn it over, it's not going to work, is it? Fat battery time. Turn it over. Power's on. Good. Still comes up. Yep, that screen's still looking good. What's the firmware on this version? Turn the 3D off. .6. And oh, parental controls, yeah, they're removable, that's not a problem. But yeah, that needs a proper battery putting in and charging. It needs a wipe down. I'm not sure I really like that back for it. It's a bit skanky. I'm going to have to take this off here and clean them. But for all intents and purposes, that is now a working 3DS. So apart from cleaning it up and sticking things on, we're done here. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one when we're going to, as I say, delve into sorting out this. Because like that's all scummed up. That's just it. Like the motherboard works and the rest of it's trash. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I've got plenty of shelves for those and no working motherboards. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.